vulnerable, impressionable, and looking for answers. So Cancer signs, the Queen of Cups, Three of Swords. Someone is still processing a lot and they are in a vulnerable state. They're feeling like very sensitive. And then we have Seven of Cups and Seven of Pentacles here. It's because they still haven't really come to understand what happened that has brought this trauma. So if it was a breakup, you haven't really come to understand why it happened. Somebody died, you really haven't come to accept or understand why they died or why they needed to go, etc. Okay, so that's all these four cards together. And now we have the Nine of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. This is someone placating you or you getting a placating answer to make yourself feel better. So for example, the Nine of Cups or the Page of Pentacles here, if it was a breakup that happened, that's this Three of Swords, it's somebody saying to you, well, they were shit anyway. They were a bad person. Well, maybe they weren't. But the fact that it's the Nine of Cups, it's like they're saying something to placate you to make you feel better, or that's what you're telling yourself. It's not necessarily true. It's just so that you can stand existing in your current reality. It's like things that are it's almost like, it's a very patronizing energy with the Nine of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. And I think it's actually coming from yourself. You're telling yourself things to make yourself feel better. Maybe you're looking things up in information that is like self-gratifying information. If it's somebody that died, for example, it's like somebody's telling you, oh, they're in a better place. Well, how do you know that? You need to, that's still pretty unclear to you. And that's the state that you're in right now. You're very impressionable, you're very vulnerable. This could also be somebody who you're dealing with, somebody around you, Cancer sign, so don't forget that. Let's pull some oracle cards to find out more information. Anything else for Cancer? Okay, so now we have the arrow on target and the crown. Again, this is the placating information. It's sort of saying, oh, things are better this way. Well, maybe they're not better this way. That's too simple. Someone's dumbing this down and simplifying it to make it sound better than it really is so that you can swallow the bitter pill better. It just doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel real. Yeah, on the bottom we have the sword and the number 6. It's just people telling you or you telling yourself things to make you feel better, but I don't think they hold that much basis in reality. And you know what, actually, as I'm looking through these cards, we've got the sword, the 6, and the universal hexagram. Whatever is being said, it is placating, and it is being said with the intent of just making you feel better. It's not necessarily untrue. It is kind of like a very sugar sweet way to try to make this person feel better. It's not necessarily disingenuous like I was thinking before. It just is very one-dimensional, approach to just try to make this person. Another example would be like, if it's a breakup, then somebody's coming up to you and just saying, oh, there's a lot of fish in the sea. It's something like generic and sort of just nice, but doesn't really solve the problem. Let's pull advice for you guys and see if we can solve the problem, see if we can figure out a solution to your dilemma. Any advice here for Cancer signs? Wow, have faith. Holy shit, we got the Hierophant, the 7 of Wands. I mean, if you have a belief system, if you have like a faith in God or whatever your faith is, actually hold true to that. Hold true to that belief system, because it's like in the example that somebody did die, for example, have faith that, they're with God or whatever. And even if that is placating information, if it's simplistic, have faith that it's still true, because on the bottom, on some level, it is true. And even though it is like simplistic information, it's like I feel like you guys are being put in a situation that makes you question, right? A lot of things, and it makes you question maybe even your own faith. But this is actually saying hold true to your faith, which I don't ever say. I always say question your faith, right? I think you should always question your faith. You should always question everything. But in this case, it's saying to have faith in your own belief system, in whatever it is that you were taught, because the Hierophant actually is like there's a bit of book learning here. So even if it's simplistic, on some level, it is still valid information. That if it's making you feel better, it's valid information. It's not just like, there's lots of fish in the sea. No, it's real information, and take this advice to heart. And underneath the sun, we have the Lovers. So there's plenty of fish in the sea, right? So that's just another example. The advice is good, even if it sounds like patronizing or whatever. All right, Cancer signs, I think that's gonna be your reading. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate y'all. If you like this video, you wanna see more videos, don't forget to follow the channel, and I will see you next time.